Hey guys, it's Joey for Digital DJ Tips, and I just wanted to make a quick video that outlined the 6 powerful daily habits that we have over at the website. If you haven't read the article yet, the link is in the description box below. Okay, so the first habit is to stick to a schedule that you created. Now, DJing is associated with nightlife, and nightlife is associated with partying. So sometimes it's all too easy to, associate DJing with partying, and then each DJ set that you play becomes an excuse to get smashed or go out until like 6 a.m. and get super wasted with your friends and all that stuff. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, DJing is supposed to be fun, and it really is. But then again, if you have too much fun too often, you may pick up some bad habits along the way, and that could be detrimental to both your health and your career down the road. So one tip to get around that is to create a schedule that you stick to. By having a schedule, like a time that you wake up and the time that you practice and all that stuff, it gives you something to look forward to the next day. That's something very important, especially if you don't have like a set hours for working, or if you're not in school and all that stuff. I think it's really important to have a schedule that you can look forward to the next day. Now, habit number 2 is to practice early in your day. Even though you don't wake up at like 6 a.m. or 8 a.m., even if you wake up after lunch, that's okay, as long as you get some practice in soon as you wake up. Now, why is this important? Sometimes we set a schedule to practice like later in the day, maybe early evening or late at night. But then that's when a lot of other demands in our life start to pile up. Like, for example, if you work in an office, your boss, demands stuff from you. You've got overtime, or if you're in school, you've got homework, and then you've got all these classes to attend to. Or if you've got a family, your kids wake up, and then suddenly they're all over you, and you gotta pay attention to them, and they want more of your time and all that stuff. So before you know it, it's already nighttime, it's already evening, and it's time to go to bed. And then you promise yourself that you're gonna practice the next day, and then the same thing happens, and then it starts to become a vicious cycle of non-practice, and then you end up not learning anything new in weeks or months or even years. So I think one way to get over that is to do your practice routines very, very early in your day. That's when you're at your freshest, and also your self-control and your willpower are at their strongest. So if you're trying to learn a new skill, a new technique, a new scratch, if you do it when you've just woken up, that means that you're bound to be less frustrated as you make mistakes and try to nail that technique down. Habit number 3 is to ask yourself what your one thing is. You remember when we asked you about your DJ goal for the year? Yeah, well, of course, you're going to be doing something that gets you closer to that goal, right? But then again, you should be doing something every day that gets you closer. And even though there are like a gazillion things you can do to reach your goal, like if you want to be the festival headliner of your dream festival, or if you want to have that residency at your favorite club, of course, there are like a million things that you can do to get those. But you should always figure out what that one thing is. That one thing will always net you the most results for your time and effort. So your job is to figure out what that is. Habit number 4 is to plan your next day the night before. So even before you go to bed, make a list of things that you have to do for the next day. If you have an iOS device or an Android mobile device, I suggest getting an app like Wunderlist. It's what I use, and it's saved my ass a lot of times, especially at work in Digital DJ Tips, that we have a lot of stuff to write, we have a lot of stuff to film, to shoot, to produce, and all that stuff. My tendency is, before I joined the company, I just keep everything in my head, and of course, that's like a surefire way to forget a lot of things, and I'm already very forgetful as it is. So Phil introduced me to this wonderful, wonderful app, so I want to recommend it to all of you guys as well. It's called Wunderlist. Google it, just look for it. I guarantee you, it's gonna change your life. Just make a list of everything that you have to do the night before, and then when you wake up, all you have to do is to take a look at this list, and you know exactly what you're going to do for the rest of the day. So how awesome is that, right? Now, habit number 5 is to intentionally discover new music. Now, I'm in my 30s right now. I'm not as voracious as I was when I was in my teen years or preteen years. I find it a little bit harder to listen to new music, especially new genres that I'm not familiar with. So what I did was I set time every day. This happens around like 6 to 7 p.m. I set time every day. I have an alarm for this. That's when I listen to new music, either through Spotify or through my music blogs that I've subscribed to. I just check my aggregator. It's called Feedly. I check for new tunes. I listen to a couple for an hour, and then the ones that I like to include in my DJ set, I flag them or I download them, or I make a playlist in Spotify that I add them to, just so at the end of the week I can read everything again, and I can listen to everything again, and I can judge whether I want to include them in my DJ library or not. So I think that's a good tip, and I think that's what a lot of you DJs should be doing. Listen to new music all the time. Don't just pick the ones that are in the Beatport Top 100 or whatever. Always listen to new music in new venues. Okay, and our last habit number 6, is to learn a new DJ trick every day. If you're a scratch DJ, there's always a new scratch to learn, or there's always a new routine to put together. If you're trying to practice your juggling, you can always practice juggling. If you're a DJ producer and you want to make better music, there's always a new production technique that you can incorporate to make your songs sounding better, or getting them to like a commercially viable level. If you're just learning how to DJ, there are so many things for you to figure out, like learning to beat match, learning to mix harmonically, or learning to mix with 4 decks, or just having a friend drop by and showing you a new trick that you can incorporate in your DJ routine and all that stuff. It's super exciting to be a beginner, especially in DJing, and especially in this age, because it's so easy to learn and to get videos on how to do certain things. When I started scratch DJing back in the late 90s, I had to buy like VHS tapes in order to learn how to do like a baby scratch and all that. But now you have stuff like Steve's course over at Digital DJ Tips, which he'll walk you through all of the scratches, from like the super basic ones all the way to the advanced scratches. Yes, I think it's really important to learn something new every day, especially if you're planning to stay in the DJ game for a very, very long time. There'll always be something new for you to learn, guaranteed. So yeah, those are the 6 powerful daily habits for DJs. Again, if you haven't read the article yet, the link is in the description box below. So if you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe, and also don't forget to go to our website, digitaldjtips.com, and to check out all the other videos in our YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.